too special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey, man. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Hey. Appreciate the support. We out here, man. We pushing the speed, man. 24/7, 365. Big love to all my subscribers, man. Big love to all my members. Man, let's go. Let's get it, man. Let's come up in 2026 smoking. Keep bringing this thing up to where it needs to be. Keep putting this message out there, man. Keep letting these young kids know what's going on inside that penitentiary so they can want to stay out here in this free world. Cause this ain't where you want to be. You understand? Man, it's crazy because today I was just sitting here and I was thinking about what type of video to make, and it just came to my mind. I don't know what, I just thought about Augusta. And I thought about when I first got there, man, and I realized now, just reflecting back, how early that was in my bit. Southampton, receiving the wall, Augusta, third stop, early, because they were shutting down the wall, so I wasn't there that long. So when I think about that now, man, I realized I was, Augusta was new. Augusta was new. I think, if I ain't mistaken, Augusta had just opened in 1986, right? So I'm there by the end of 88 or 89. I'm there, right? So it's fairly brand new. I'm realizing now I was the first crash dummy on Augusta. I was the first crash dummy on Augusta, man. It was me. I was the first crash dummy. I was the one that ended up that they making the rules by because of what happened with me in the situation with me and Big Raymond, and I'm trying to think about my mindset at the time, man. So much had transpired in such a short period of time that my mind was really gone, man. It's like, man, these were some very, very dangerous times, man. And the crazy thing about it, reflecting back on it in my mind, is like, when you're in the middle of danger, you do not realize that it's dangerous. Now, I know that may sound like a little, mind-boggling, but it's so true, because I was surrounded with danger, but I didn't realize how dangerous it was, because you just trying to survive and you on some type of go mode type thing where you just want to make sure don't nothing happen to you. So it was just crazy the way my mindset was thinking back then, because I had seen all the stuff in the wall. I seen the dude get, killed. I had been fighting since the jail, since receiving. So, fighting in the wall. Now I'm here and all of this crazy stuff going on. And then when I first get there, somebody just, it went in my cell. As soon as I went on the yard and took all my stuff. So it's like my mindset was like crazy, man. And when I got to Augusta, it was just so wide open. It was just so many people moving around at the same time. And that's the first time I had ever been around it. Because Southampton receiving, you control moving. You moving, in groups or whatnot. You go to the wall. The wall was basically in the process of shutting down. So we only going out with our block. It's a lot of people in that block, but we only going out with them. We're not with the whole population. When you get on Augusta and you on an open spread like that, everybody's moving, doing breakfast. The yard is so big, there's so many people out there. You go out on the yard, it's like baby Las Vegas. Dudes is gambling, drinking, shooting dice, playing cards, playing basketball, playing horseshoes, playing baseball, playing volleyball, softball. It was too big and it was too much going on. And you got dudes running around clutching and touching like they got the knife on them and this, that, and the third. So my mindset was already gone, man. I'm like, man, what I'm saying? I'm meeting the dudes, really being around more than a couple of dudes now that's like from DC too. So I'm getting to know them, like Dixon and Church and Snyder and Super D and, and Darryl and, so I haven't been around that many dudes like that. So the camaraderie was coming like, well, man, look, this is who you got to be with, because these is the only dudes that's from around your way, bro. We got to sit together, that type of stuff like that, right? So the whole mindset was crazy, man. And I'm like on some like super adrenaline stuff. I'm like working out like crazy. I'm trying to stay focused. I'm trying to lock in, but your mind saying, man, you got double life. You know what I'm saying? What is that? When, or if you going to get out. So your main thing is to just survive, man. So you got to think this prison opened in 86. And if I get there in, 88, end of 88 or say 89, I ended up, with the stabbing joint with Big Raymond in 90. In 1990. So you talk about 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. 4 years. 4 years. Prison only been open in 4 years. I get the first real big incident on the compound in its existence with the Big Raymond thing, because they had to boom, 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 helicopter him out there. They had never seen nothing like that before. You know what I'm saying? And they had never had to do what they was doing with me to a convict before, inmate before. I had never had it done to me before. Being in the hole for that long time, segregation, taking me to street court, trying to decide whether or not I was suitable to come back out on the yard. Dealing with if I do come back out on the yard, if something happened to me, if he got friends or he got, comrades or something, will they be responsible? Having to sign papers to go back on the yard saying I don't fear for my life. All of this had to be new to them too, because they had just opened the compound. You know what I'm saying? So I was like the crash dummy. I was the one that they was learning the protocol of what to do in these incidents. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, what I'm doing myself. All I know is I just ain't gonna let nobody hurt me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I was like the crash dummy on that joint, man. I had to be, because then after that incident happened, you don't realize too, and like I say, when you in danger, you don't realize how dangerous it is, because then I'm back out on the yard. Now everybody is looking at me with a side eye. Everybody's looking at me like if they got an issue with me, ain't nobody talking about trying to fight me. They talking about they're going to have to, they're going to have to poke me up because they know that I poke. So what I'm saying? So it was crazy, man. And I'm not even acknowledging this at the time. I'm just still on some like, man, don't come around me with no foolishness. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking back and reflecting on it now. It's like everybody had to been looking at me kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Because that had never happened on the compound before. But now they know it can happen. And when I look back now, I can see the transition in the compound, because it's like when I'm back on the yard, and you know what I'm saying, and I'm now me and Dixon is like brothers, and you know what I'm saying, we locked in, but it's like everybody now got a knife. It's like you ain't moving around on Augusta now without seeing, dudes is touching and clutching, and it's like everybody got a knife. You know what I'm saying? And then you start having little incidents where dudes was getting poked up over arguments on the basketball court. Dudes getting poked up over money. You know what I'm saying? It transitioned in from fighting, because we didn't know what them folks was going to do up there, because them folks was green as a pool table too. They beating you, you know what I'm saying, when they could get you in handcuffs because they thinking that this is what they supposed to do. They macing you at the drop of a dime. You know what I'm saying? It's all racist up there. We in the mountains. This really was the first mountain institution. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first institution that they had put up here in these mountains with all these racist people running these prisons. When the prisons is predominantly brown and black people. You know what I'm saying? So It was all green, man, and I was the crash dummy for all of this because they didn't know. That's why when they had eventually sent me back up there decades later, when I had went back up there for a minute, I won't there, but for a minute, you know what I'm saying? They were like, "Now you getting up off here," because those people who were there was officers and little sergeants and stuff. Now these people are wardens and majors and lieutenants and captains. And they all remember me as soon as I got on this joint. You know what I'm saying? Because I was the crash dummy. That's, you know what I'm saying? I remember the major pointing to me with other inmates saying, "Oh yeah, that's the one I was telling you about, right? He used to be back here when this joint first opened." Yeah. And they was looking at me like I was, you know what I'm saying, like I was some type of weirdo or something. And they were surprised or not surprised as I thought they would be that I'm still locked up. They like, "Oh yeah," because they feel like I was gonna never get out. You know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna never get out, or like I never deserved to be out. So, man, it's crazy looking back on those situations, man, because it was like normal, man. It was like normal procedure, man, to get up, get yourself ready, brush teeth, wash your face, do what you gotta do. But before them doors open, man, you know what I'm saying, tuck your Bethlehem on you before you go up out this door, bro. They didn't even know the procedure then, even way back then, to be petting us down and checking us for knives and stuff, like entering and going in and out of the building. They'll just lightly pet you and let you go because they wasn't even thinking on that level. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't even thinking on that level, and the dudes on there was crazy. The officers was intimidated. They was scared. We used to throw batteries at the officers. Man, things that you could, like, when I got further into my bit, you could never get away with these types. They would shut the compound down, man. They would shut their compound down. Man, these officers used to come in on the floor and get smart and stuff, man, and then be walking, doing their rounds, man, and dudes would be throwing, D batteries at them. Man, get up out here. Get your, you know what I'm saying? And they run up out of there. Female COs was walking around and they had to do a post by themselves, man. Dudes was grabbing them on the butt and pulling up on them and talking to them, pressing them like that. And they were scared. And a lot of them, if they catch you doing this, because they even had the reckless eyeball charges on it. If they catch you doing this, now they're gonna get down on you for sure. They coming with the cavalry. But the females, a lot of them, the ones that was intimidated, they was so scared to even tell that these type of things was happening because they were scared of the backlash from it. Like, oh, I call the police, they're gonna come over here, and then they're gonna be mad at me, and then I'll never be able to walk the compound again because somebody's gonna want to hurt me because it was like, man, it was insanity back then, bro. Looking back, it was insanity, man. It's things I seen dudes get away with up there that you could never get away with in prison. Man, you can't even do this to a CO. You know what I'm saying? Or a female, let alone a female. Man, they gonna bum rush you so fast. They coming. If a female leave up out that block and say the dude touched my chest, or he touched me like that, or he bumped me, man, they coming and lock you up immediately. And they giving you assault on the officer charge, and they gonna probably try to take you to the street court and give you about anywhere from 8 months to 18 months. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was like the compound was new, it was green. We didn't know. It was like we was setting the rules and for future of how they was gonna run their institution. You know what I'm saying? We was setting the rules. And they was slowly catching on because it's like everything after the incident happened, it tightened up. The grip tightened up like a boa constrictor. Then we couldn't do this no more. Something else happened. We couldn't do this no more. Something else happened. We couldn't do because they set rules for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like we made the rules for the compound by how we, you know what I'm saying, did what we did and things unfolded. And they won't hip to the drugs like that. You know what I'm saying? They had no clue. You know what I'm saying? And man, it was some wild days, man. Man, it was some wild days, man. Man, that was crazy, man. You could get up in the morning, that yard open, man. You could just walk to the booth and say, hey, open the door, I'm going out on the yard. You know what I'm saying? Some days is gone later on. Stuff like that, man. You go in the yard, or You supposed to go down and go out and go through the back and go on your yard, but you could come down and just walk out the front door and go all the way down and go over there on their yard, the other yard, if you trying to get at somebody. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Dudes were sneaking over to the laundry, bringing extra laundry and stuff back because the dudes that work in the laundry, they're telling them to come over there and they'll come back and smuggle all these extra sheets and pillowcases and socks and stuff back, and then dudes be selling them on the yard all day long. You know what I'm saying? Dudes was telling them, come to the kitchen, come to the back door. Dudes would get the back door open like they got to come out there and dump ice and do this and give coolers full of food and stuff to bring back to the pod, and big concentrated juice joints for the wine makers and stuff, and big concentrated tomato paste. You know what I'm saying? It was, boy, man, we were truly, man, living in like another world, man, that people couldn't even understand out here on the street, man, the way we was moving in there. And we thought we was doing something, man. We was just surviving, man. Everybody was on this joint, man, just surviving. We was all young. We was green. The old timers on the camp at the time was few, very, very few. Dudes that had been locked up 15, 20 years or something. It wasn't that many of them type of dudes on the compound. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about, because it's a new compound, so they bringing all these new people that's getting locked up 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, 8 years. This is who the compound is filled up with. So a lot of these dudes ain't even been in no real, you know what I'm saying? They learning too, so they nervous like I was. You know what I'm saying? Make no mistake about it, it was nervous type time. You know what I'm saying? So everybody not wanting to get hurt, so they learn, oh, you got to get a knife. Dudes got knife, but they ain't really trying to use it because they know consequences come with that too. I just ended up being the crash dummy. So when they seen how long I stayed in the hole, and man, I was back there so long, when I come out, dudes thought I had been gone. They thought I had been got transferred. You know what I'm saying? They thought I was out of here, you know, because they hadn't seen nothing like that before. So then when I popped back up and they like, well, man, you came back. I ain't never leave. I ain't never go nowhere. I've been in the cut, in the bag. Been in the bag, going through it. And then with me, I'm losing my mind because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never dealt with this. I don't know what's going on. Am I going to get out? I got life sentences. Is this now, when you do something like this, is this what they do? They leave you back here for the rest of your time? You never go back out to pop? I didn't know none of that. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm scared to really let my people know what's really going on, because I didn't want them to be worried or thinking that, you know what I'm saying, or what he done, or he done almost killed somebody, or why would he do that? And I didn't even want to answer those type of questions. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time, I'm in danger of these COs, you know, killing me because they were scared of me, or beat me to death, or going back out on this yard and somebody killing me because now they scared of me, thinking that I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? But all the time, all I was just trying to do was just make sure couldn't nobody hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to make sure couldn't nobody hurt me. And if I thought somebody was going to hurt me, like I thought Big Raymond was going to do what he said he was going to do, kill me, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do besides neutralize the threat. So, man, it was just, and I'm young. I'm super duper young, man. You talking about what, 8, 7, 8, 9, 90, 21, 2, 3. I'm like 23 years old, man. 23, 24 years old, dog. In the penitentiary, facing forever. You know what I'm saying? Around a bunch of savages, around a bunch of people that don't know, you know what I'm saying, no more than what I know. You know what I'm saying? They trying to survive too. So either you going to be on one end of it, or you going to be on the other end of it. You know what I'm saying? When something come your way, you either going to be the one to get hurt, or you going to be the one to hurt somebody. So you have to make your mind up of how it's going to go down. And yeah, man, I turned out to be the crash dummy, man. Is you know, looking back on it now, I was the one. I was the crash dummy. I was the one that everybody was looking at and said, oh, yeah, he did that, so damn, we could do that. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Look how they carried him. I don't know now. Woo. You know what I'm saying? That's why, and my paranoia was so high, and that's why I didn't even last long, because I wasn't even out long before the incident happened with me and Dixon in the you know what I'm saying, the big white boy. And then I'm back in the cut. And then they won't tolerate me no more. Oh, he got to go. You know what I'm saying? I ended up on Mecklenburg in the hole. You see what I'm saying? From hole to hole. So, man, and the whole time I'm just like in a daze. Like, this is what penitentiary is. This is the life that I'm stuck with now. This is how I gotta live. You know what I'm saying? From the free world to this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's in my mind. I'm not calculating it in real time. I'm just, because you have no time to do that. You just gotta keep going and keep on paying attention to what's happening right now around you. You can't be reflecting and be like, man, is this how it's gonna be? Or what? Nah, you just gotta keep going. And that's what I was doing, man. And I was just like, really looking back on it now, it's like, you just in a fog. You can't see nothing but what's in front of you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can see, the threats and the danger and the stuff that's in front of you. And that's what you got to focus on. You stop really be like thinking about the streets. You know, you only think about it when, you know what I'm saying, you got to get on the phone or your people come up there to see you on the weekend. But at that moments and in them days and in them full weeks, Monday, you know what I'm saying, through Friday, if it ain't a visit, you thinking about this penitentiary and all of these characters around you and all the things around you, man, because that's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that matters. So it's yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy because Augusta was definitely 100%, man, a dangerous place, man, because nobody knew what was going on. Everybody was setting the tone. Everybody was making the rules as they went along. The officers, the administration, the convicts, the inmates, we making the rules as we go along. Oh, well, can't do this no more. Oh, we found that. Oh, they be breaking the fence off, making knives. Oh, we gotta check the fence. Oh, they didn't know nothing. And we knew less. And we knew less. It really was the old timers that was, the few that was there that was making the penitentiary the way it was. Because of the way they was acting, the block squares and, you know, the Chuckies who had been down for a minute, 12, 13. It was those guys, you know what I'm saying, that was really setting the tone. And you see how they was carrying it. Them dudes was no nonsense. They weren't playing and they, you know what I'm saying, and you see them, they got them things. And then you heard the rumors that they have used them things. So you thinking that this is what you got to do in order to get this type of respect. So this is, you know, if you taking heed, and that's what it was. That was the mindset. Okay, this is that. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, Jokers weren't playing with Chucky. You know what I'm saying? At all. Them dudes, by then, I think Chucky had been down over a decade. You know what I'm saying? Over a decade. And it wasn't too many dudes on the compound like that. A few. And all of them was serious cats. You see what I'm saying? So this was, you know what I'm saying, you a young dude in here, then you gotta say, okay, then this is what it is. But it's a dangerous life, man, because it could go both ways. It's like you could get somebody, you could get got. So every day you thinking that I could get got. So you like, okay, well, I'm gonna be the getter. Crazy, man. Crazy. And had me come up there, young and dumb. I'm gonna be the first one to jump out there. Well, he pushed my hand, but still though, you know, I ended up being like the first one to jump out there, man. And I paid the price for it too, because it followed me my whole bit. Good, bad, and the ugly behind it followed me my whole bit, man. So crazy, crazy work there, man. Crazy work. I never even really reflected on these days like I'm, you know, thinking about them now. I never really reflected on them because, like I say, you just push through them and get through them. Then that's behind you. You just worry about what's going on right now. But, you know, out here telling these stories and stuff and reflecting back on these things is just giving me a different perspective of it. And a lot of it, to be honest, like I say, man, I don't even know how I made it through some of this stuff, bro. Because it was insanity. It was truly, truly insanity, man. But, you know, God is good, man. God in the squad, man, brought me through one more again, man. But anyway, man, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I know this story may went here and there because I'm just reflecting in my mind. I had no real story to tell y'all. I'm just reflecting in my mind about these days, and I just realized, come to the realization that I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I was the crash dummy back then. I was the one that jumped on off that porch, man, and did some crazy stuff, man. But I gotta ask myself too, what would have happened if I didn't? What would I even be here to tell y'all this? Would he would have followed through with what he said he was gonna do? who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Y'all talk to me in the comments. I talk back. Tell me what y'all think, man. Hey, man, we out here. Let's go. Let's keep going, man. Let's push this thing, man. Check your subscriptions, man. They with the skullduggery, they taking away your subscriptions. They taking away your likes. So hit your likes. Hit your subscription. Hit your notification bell, man, so you can know when we dropping these videos, so you can be on top of it, man. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Let's go. Let's get it, man. Let's save these youngins, man, from this type of life, man, because it ain't meant for nobody, man. Peace, love. Love is love. And we gone.
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure delicious.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know. And I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.